Okay guys, in today's video I'm gonna show you how to replace a transmission fluid on Range Rover 2003. First we need to start the vehicle and let it run for a while to recommended temperature. Okay, so it says that it's actually lifetime transmission, but we're gonna replace it because it's kind of okay. So by looking at this, in case open only at temperature 30 to 50 Celsius, and right now I'm checking 27, getting close. So we are gonna replace the fluid because it kind of starts to have some problems, like slipping a little bit. So, and we're gonna replace the filter as well. So this is the drain plug, and there's the filling plug right on the side there. I'm gonna show you later. Okay, so the temperature is 34 Celsius. Okay, and the recommended is from 30 to 50 Celsius. So I shut off the car, and now we are gonna remove this drain plug. I'm gonna use this one. It fits, but you can also use this, like I don't know what it's called, the other one, but this one fits. If it's not too tight, you can use this one. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. Okay, like that. So I can go ahead and remove that and drain it. Okay, so in this case, right here, I'm actually gonna use this kind because I thought it was not like really tight, but it is actually tight. So with this I can ruin this nut here. Okay, so, and I cannot lose this with the small ratchet, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. This actually also fits the fill plug, but I don't have such tool, so I'm gonna use this one that's shorter, and I did not tie it like really hard because I was gonna replace it, and I have already loosened that bolt. So let's go ahead and use a bigger bar to remove this one. Now it's loose. Just be careful, it may be hot. It's actually warm. Pretty dirty. So. I'm actually using my face camera, so it may be actually mirroring. So. Okay, so it looks like it's already dripping. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the plug back in. And I'm gonna start removing the pin because I do need to replace the filter inside of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this kind, okay, smaller one to remove the pin. I actually need an extension because it's too short. Okay, so what I noticed is that those bolts are very soft, so you have to like push it all the way in and then loosen it. Make sure you get the right one. They're very soft. Okay. Okay, so for the very back ones, I'm gonna use something smaller. Okay. Otherwise you cannot fit. Okay, so I put this bucket back and I'm gonna release this plug here and drain more. And I only got like 2 bolts over here holding it and 2 in the back, so I can tilt this and drain more. I'm gonna get a drill. It's already dripping. Get the bolts out. I think I'm gonna put it back just a little bit so it would be holding it. Okay, so whatever. Just need to release the back ones because the back ones are still holding it. Nothing is dripping. So, as you can see, it's open. It's holding on this side, right here. Not sure if you can see. in there. So okay, so we do need to remove this part right here. It's still holding it and I can't pull it out without removing it. So this stuff has to be removed, okay? There's like, maybe I have to disconnect this, or maybe I can just bend it. Okay guys, so I just bent these like this way and this one the other way, and you know, because otherwise you have to do like a lot of stuff. We remove this and then that and then too much work, and then once I install it back I can just, you know, bend them back and that's it. So now I gotta remove the filter. One bolt here and one bolt right here. So 2 bolts. Okay, it's still dripping. And this is the pin. We got a lot of stuff over here. There's 4 magnets here. That's the wear out. So I gotta clean this before installing it back. Okay, so for the fluid, you gotta search by this number. It's a BMW oil part number. So just look at any store that can recommend you BMW oil, and this is the one we got. They recommend that you need like 10 quarts of this, but I think it's gonna be less, a lot less, because we're not doing like the full release of the transmission, because there is some more in the torque converter. So let's go ahead and remove the filter. I'm gonna show you the filter that we got. Okay. Section 2 LS. And we got a new seal, as well as another one. There's the gasket and stuff like that. So we also got some instructions here. So it says finger tighten bolts starting in the middle and using cross pattern. Tighten bolts to 80 inch-pounds. Then working in a cross sequence, tighten to 120 inch-pounds. So it doesn't say how much to torque these over here. So, but I can actually use my torque wrench to measure that. gonna use this small torque range. Okay, so if you wanna know the brand I'm using and everything like that, okay, so for the filter, this bolt I removed at 50 inch-pounds, okay, but this one at 65, the second one at 65. So I think let's go ahead and use 65 torque inch-pounds. That's what I'm gonna do. 50, 65. I think 65 is better. So now I'm gonna use the small ratchet. Or you can use a drill. With the impact gun or whatever it's called. So we got those bolts out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull it down. Got everything so dirty here in my hands and my feet. Okay. So make sure you install the seal that comes with it. Install a new one before installing the new filter. So you can just go ahead. This. Okay, this is how dirty I am. This is the mess I got. Okay, so now I need to remove the seal or see, it's cracking. It's already bad. It's dry. I'm gonna do it slow so it doesn't actually break, because the surface must be clean and you cannot scratch it, otherwise it will be leaking. So just clean it as clean as possible, and we're gonna install the new seal or the gasket right here. Okay, so this is the new filter. Now this actually came with it, but we gotta install it. Okay, I'll install it here. Now, it's recommended that you actually lubricate this before installing. So I'm just gonna use some old oil. Just go around it. Or you can use a new one. That would be even better. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it back. Let's clean the inside. Okay. It's a little dusty. Okay. It has to click inside, so there we go. It clicked all the way in. So now I'm gonna put the bolts in. I'm gonna clean them first, and let's go ahead and put them in. And I'm gonna use torque balance, like I told you, about 65. But at first I'm gonna try with my hand. Just hand tight first. Okay. Okay, so for now I'm gonna use a ratchet. Hopefully I don't over tight. Okay, so I hand tied this, and now I'm going to check with the torque range. I think it would be too much. I don't know. I'm gonna check. Okay, so I did like 50 here and here, and then I didn't do 65. Not sure. I don't want to break it, but I use like hand tight, just like this. After like 50, I did like this, and it's pretty tight. Don't want to over torque this either, because who knows, maybe I can break them inside. So, but if you look at this here, I think it's kind of strong because it's aluminum, so it should not break. But just do like hand tight after like 50 lbs. Inch lbs. So that's what I did. Okay, so I actually did all the way, like with my hand. This was still spinning, and then it was kind of hard. So that's pretty much all the way in. And I tried it with the torque range, and it was 65. So you can go ahead and do 65. Torque inch, pounds, inch pounds, 65, 0, 0. So let's go ahead and clean the surface of the gasket and clean the pan. You can use like a brake cleaner or something like that to clean all this dirt off. You can remove the magnet and then clean it and install it back. Okay, so I'm cleaning the pan. Just using a rug. Okay, so according to installation guide, it says remove any clips or bolts that are holding the old filter in place, properly dispose of the old filter, install the new filter, be carefully to include any filter gasket, O-ring or seal that came with it, replace the clips or bolts where necessary, use a small amount of grease on the pan's gasket area and position the gasket in place. Do not use adhesive, cements or sealant on the gasket. Carefully place pen on the transmission, making sure the gasket is lined up and flat. Okay, so I got some grease. It says a small amount of grease. Grease applied. This is actually for the gasket so it would not move, and it actually creates like a better sealant, I guess. So I put the grease on, and if you look at the instructions or at the guide, it says to put on the use a small amount of grease on the pan's gasket area and positioning the gasket in place. So it doesn't say to put it in here as well. So I guess this is just for the gasket to sit right. Okay, so it would not be moving, because while installing it you can lose it, I guess. So, yeah. Okay, so looking at the area, it's quite clean. I just wiped it off. I'm gonna apply some oil just around it and install the pan. Okay, so I'm using this transmission fluid, the new one. It's gonna go around it. Oops. It's actually pink in color. Pink, red. Good. Pan is clean. Magnets are clean. This is sitting right. Let's go ahead. So. Okay, so now I'm gonna line up all the bolts through the gasket, and I can use this once I put them with my hands. I can use this to speed up the process, but then I will use some torque specs to tighten. Okay, so I put all the bolts in, and then you just go crossways to tighten the bolts. But I did like just hand tight right now, not like completely hand tight, but you know, just then I just went like in circle. But now I have to go with the torque specs. According to the instructions, okay, it says, why is it so bright? Okay. Okay, so finger tighten bolts starting in the middle and using cross pattern. Tighten bolts to 80 inch-pounds, then working in a cross sequence tighten to 120 inch-pounds. Okay, so I adjusted to 80 inch-pounds, and I'm gonna start in the middle like they told us. Nah. I think that's too much for me here. If you look right here, it squeezes it. I don't know if it's right or not. Let's find out. Okay, so I looked up on Google and they recommend 84 inch-pounds or 7 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna be using 84-inch pounds because 120, I think that's too much. But before I tie it with my hands, now I'm just checking. Okay, so I got all these tied, and then I used for the drain plug. I just hand tied it. It's not that important. It never leaks, but just make sure it's like tight enough. So now let's go and remove the fill plug. Gotta find it there. Oh, it's gotta be somewhere here. Oh, it's right here. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's right here. Okay, so finally I got this. So the drain plug is, the fill plug is right there. Okay. Right underneath here. Right here. And right there. Okay. So you can use the same as you use here. So it should fit. If not, then I'm actually using the other one. I'm gonna use this kind because mine is already ruined there, and this kind will not fit in there. So because someone already previously did some kind of job to it, so, and this one will not fit because it's like way too long. I need like something shorter like this. Oops. Okay. That's that one. Nope. There we go. That's the one I'm gonna use. And also I forgot to show you that you can go ahead and bend these inside like they used to be. Okay. Okay, so this is my fill-in plug. Okay. And it's kind of ruined, as you can see. I don't know, maybe it should be like this. like a star stuff, or maybe it has to be like this one. So I don't know, but this one does not fit, as you can see. So it doesn't fit. So okay, we got this removed now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start filling up the fluid. I'm gonna do this when the vehicle is not running and when everything is cold. Just fill it in until it actually starts to leak out. And once this actually, then I have to start the vehicle and add more, and then check the temperature and fill it up with the specified temperature. Okay, so I actually got this pump like this. You can actually put this right on your transmission fluid. It's replaceable. And I'm gonna fill this one in, and then if it starts dripping, then I will have to start the vehicle and add more with the engine running, and then it takes a long time to do this. Okay, one is in. Okay, so 2 quarts in already. Now we're gonna do another one. Okay, so after filling 4 quarts in, now we started the car and we are continuing to fill it up, and then the final one we'll be checking at 104 Fahrenheit, so 104 Fahrenheit. And then when it starts dripping again, then it's full. Okay, so we filled up like 6 quarts, almost 6 quarts or something like that. Not really sure, I have to see. And now I'm checking the temperature. As you can see, when the temperature raised up, it's almost 104. There we go, 104. So let's just wait until this stops dripping, and this means it's full. Okay, 105, 104. So let's just wait for it to drain, and we also ran through the gears just to make sure it has enough fluid. And now we're gonna close the plug and it should be fine. Okay, we are running through the gears again. See, it drifts less. Okay, changing gears. We're doing it slowly. Okay guys, so now we shut off the engine and I put the plug in because the temperature was rising above the 104, which is recommended for filling up. And now I'm just waiting for it to cool down, because when it actually reached 104 it was like fine, you know, it was like dripping like not much, but the more the temperature was rising, the more it actually started leaking out, you know, fluid. So just want to be right and let it cool down and check again, remove the plug, and start the vehicle, remove the plug, and see if it's gonna be dripping fluid or leaking out. Okay, now we just started the car. I'm removing the plug. The temperature is different from here to there, so I'm not sure where you need to measure it, but the fluid is kind of high, to be honest. So what I realized is that when the temperature rises up to 104 and it starts dripping just a little bit, that's it. That's where you need to stop and put the plug in, and it should be fine. 104. So yeah, it's good. It's not dripping. Okay. I'm gonna put the plug in. Just want to let you know that when the fluid, when the temperature rises, the fluid expands, and the more it leaks out fluid. So you want to keep the temperature right at 104. So yeah guys, that's how you change the filter and the transmission fluid. So if this video was helpful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel.